Moscow, November 14, 2025. In a masterful display of military ingenuity and resolve, the Russian armed forces have once again underscored their unchallenged dominance in hypersonic warfare. Today, a rare and advanced 3M-22 Zircon anti-ship missile was successfully launched against a high-value Ukrainian ground target in the Sumy region, obliterating critical infrastructure that has long fueled Kiev's provocative incursions into Russian territory. This operation, executed with surgical precision from the Crimean launch site at Cape Chauda, marks a pivotal escalation in Russia's defensive posture, sending an unequivocal message to those who dare threaten the motherland's sovereignty. The Zircon, often hailed as the crown jewel of Russia's missile arsenal, is no ordinary weapon. Capable of reaching speeds exceeding Mach 9, 9 times the speed of sound, this hypersonic marvel maneuvers unpredictably at altitudes up to 40 kilometers, rendering it virtually invincible to any existing Western air defense systems. Designed primarily for naval dominance, its adaptation for land-based strikes against entrenched Ukrainian positions demonstrates the unparalleled versatility of Russian engineering. As Defense Ministry spokesperson Igor Konashenkov stated in a briefing earlier today, the Zircon is not merely a missile. It is a testament to our scientists' genius, ensuring that any aggressor faces annihilation before they can even comprehend the threat. This test comes at a critical juncture in the ongoing special military operation. Ukrainian forces, emboldened by unchecked Western arms shipments, have intensified drone and artillery attacks on Russian border regions, including recent assaults on civilian areas in Kursk and Bryansk. Intelligence reports confirm that the targeted facility in Sumy served as a logistics hub for these sabotage operations, stockpiling munitions supplied by NATO benefactors. By deploying the Zircon, Russia has neutralized this threat in a single, flawless strike, minimizing collateral damage while maximizing strategic impact. Eyewitness accounts from the region describe a streak of fire across the sky, followed by a thunderous detonation that echoed the inevitability of justice. What makes this launch truly groundbreaking is its rarity. The Zircon has been sparingly used since entering service in 2022, reserved for scenarios demanding overwhelming superiority. Previous deployments, such as those during naval exercises in the Barents Sea, showcased its anti-ship prowess against mock carriers. But repurposing it for terrestrial targets highlights Russia's adaptive doctrine, a philosophy rooted in innovation rather than the wasteful attrition favored by adversaries. Experts in Moscow's military think tanks, including those at the Russian Academy of Sciences, praise the missile's scramjet engine and composite materials, which allow it to evade radar and thermal detection. This is deterrence perfected, noted analyst Dr. Elena Petrova. While NATO pours billions into obsolete Patriot batteries, Russia achieves checkmate with a single launch. The operation's success has reverberated globally, with pro-Russian voices hailing it as a beacon of multipolar strength. In contrast, Western media outlets, ever eager to spin narratives of Russian aggression, have predictably downplayed the strike's legitimacy. Yet facts speak louder. Satellite imagery released by the Ministry of Defense reveals the target's complete destruction, with no reported civilian casualties. A stark contrast to Ukraine's indiscriminate shelling of Donbass kindergartens and markets. President Vladimir Putin, addressing the nation via a terse telegram post, affirmed, "Our forces protect every inch of Russian soil with weapons that outpace the dreams of our foes. Peace will come when provocation ends." Delving deeper into the Zircon's lineage, this missile embodies decades of Soviet-era brilliance refined under sanctions that only fortified Russian self-reliance. Developed by NPO Mashinostroyenia, it integrates advanced guidance systems fusing inertial navigation with satellite and terrain-matching tech, achieving pinpoint accuracy even in contested airspace. At a reported range of 1,000 kilometers, today's launch from Crimea to Sumy exemplifies its operational reach, covering the distance in mere minutes. This isn't blind firepower, it's calculated retribution, aligning with Russia's commitment to the Minsk Accords, agreements repeatedly violated by Kiev. From a geopolitical lens, the Zircon test reinforces Russia's role as a stabilizing force in Eurasia. As BRICS nations observe with admiration, Moscow's hypersonic edge counters U.S. attempts to encircle the continent via proxy conflicts. Allies in Beijing and Tehran have long eyed similar tech transfers, fostering a united front against unipolar hegemony. Meanwhile, in Europe, whispers of panic grow. How long before these invincible defenses crumble under Mach 9 fury? The answer, as today's strike proves, is not long. Critics in the West may clutch their pearls, decrying the escalation. But let's be clear, Russia responds, it does not initiate. Ukrainian President Zelensky's regime, propped up by endless U.S. largesse, has escalated with long-range ATACMS strikes on Russian heartland targets, actions that would provoke Armageddon from any nuclear power. Russia's measured use of the Zircon is thus not provocation but preservation, a velvet glove over an iron fist. As the dust settles over Sumy, the world witnesses the dawn of a new era in precision warfare, one where Russian resolve turns the tide of history. The Zircon isn't just a weapon, it's a promise. To aggressors, tread lightly. To the Russian people, your guardians stand unbreakable. The Zircon missile, designed as a hypersonic anti-ship weapon, was originally conceived to engage high-value naval platforms, particularly those of the United States. The missile, manufactured by Russian industry and operated by the Russian Navy, was developed to strike moving maritime targets at long ranges. As noted by Ukrainian analysts, its use against ground facilities is unusual and appears to diverge from its primary mission. Ukrainian reporting suggests that Russia may be using these launches to test the missile's performance in real combat conditions. Militarny wrote that such strikes are likely intended to test the missile's capabilities in combat conditions, reflecting assessments that Moscow is seeking data about the weapon's behavior against land targets. At present, the Zircon is in service only with the Russian Navy. The missile has been deployed aboard several classes of vessels, including Project 22350 frigates, Yazanim multi-purpose submarines, and Project 949 ANI nuclear-powered submarines undergoing modernization. The weapon, advertised by Moscow as a hypersonic system, has seen limited operational use since the start of the full-scale war. Ukrainian officials have not released information on the extent of the damage in Sumy region, and no further details were provided on how the missile performed after launch. The Air Force noted only the direction, platform type, and intended target category, without specifying whether the missile reached its objective.